an elite international task force charged with ending the war and restoring liberty to all nations.
This is Arttu from Gamereactor, and we are here at Blizzcon 2015 talking about maybe the hottest game at the convention, Overwatch. And we got some interesting and exciting news about the game, especially for console players. Did you plan the console versions from the start, or were they byproduct of the game development?
Yes, we actually planned console just from the start, from day one. We thought that Overwatch would play really good on the PC, but we also know that there's a huge fan base of shooters out there on the console, and we really wanted the game to be available to them.
What about Mac users?
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not supporting Mac for Overwatch. There's been just ongoing decisions made by Apple on the hardware and software side that's made it really difficult for us to get the game running on Mac. We love our Mac users. We know that Blizzard has had games available on the Mac for a long time, and we appreciate all of those. And that being said, this doesn't imply that we will make the same decisions with any other Blizzard game. This is just Overwatch.
So the roster of heroes is starting to be ready, but you announced 3 new heroes this time around. Can you introduce us to them?
Yeah, sure. So we introduced 3 new heroes at BlizzCon. We introduced Mei. She is this quirky, curious scientist and adventurer, and she's all based around frost and cold weapons. So she has an ice gun that slows and damages players, and one of my favorite abilities on her is she can actually create an ice wall. I did a lot of work on the levels in Overwatch, so she can kind of come through and change everything I did and change the way people react with the levels. And then we have Genji. Genji is our cybernetic ninja assassin. He's really quick. He has high mobility. He can dash and damage people. He also has double jump and wall climb, so he's kind of always figuring out new ways to use the level. And he has this katana on his back, and when he performs his ultimate ability, he'll whip out the katana, and then he'll just kind of start slashing all the enemies around him, and it's really devastating. And then the third one that we introduced is Diva. And Diva is a former pro Korean gamer. And her backstory is that Korea has been attacked by monsters. And it's only the pro gamers of Korea that have the fast enough reflexes to pilot the mechs that she pilots in order to fight them off. And she quickly became their most valuable asset in fighting off the mechanized assault that was going against their country. The cool thing about her in game is she can fight inside the mech, and it has 2 basically close range shotguns. And then when she takes enough damage, she'll get ejected out of the mech, and she can fight from outside the mech too until she builds up enough ultimate power, and she can summon it back in and use it.
Right. How did you come up with these 3 heroes as as you would say, maybe final 3?
Yeah. These are the final 3 heroes. Our process is different every time we create a hero. So sometimes we'll work off of a concept drawing. We have an amazing lead concept artist. His name's Arnold Sang. He's designed a lot of the heroes that we have in the game. And sometimes he'll just draw something, and we'll say, we need to make that. And we will and from the drawing, you start coming up with abilities and stories for that hero. But there's other ways that we've done it too. Sometimes someone will just come up with a really cool story for a hero. Chris Metzen, he the heart and soul of Blizzard development, he had an idea for Soldier 76 that he had been working on since high school. And it was a story that he really wanted to tell with that character, and we were honored to be able to do it for him. But that character really started as a story lore idea. And then sometimes you'll just have ideas for abilities and how all that can go together to create kind of a really unique hero. Tracer is kind of that way. We knew we wanted these blinks. We knew we wanted that recall. We knew we wanted her to have this fast cadence. And I think she's actually really unique and innovative in the first-person shooter space. But it happens a different way every time we do each hero.
You also announced a new map level.
Yeah, so we announced Hollywood. Hollywood is kind of like a quintessential Blizzard take on a world location. And one of the things that's really valuable to us on the Overwatch team is to show a variety of global locations. We try to make them exotic, and we try to make them inspirational and hopeful. So if you were to go to Hollywood today, it might not match what we're showing the Hollywood in the game, but we kind of wanted to show the idealized version of Hollywood with what you would think you ought to see when you go there with Rodeo Drive and the studio backlots and all of the glamour that entails.
Right. When are these the new map and the final heroes coming to the beta with this ongoing?
So they are coming soon. We don't have an exact date. We've been really busy with BlizzCon, so when we get back to the office, we'll bust our butts and try to get them into the beta as soon as we can.
All right. Let's talk about a little bit about the future content, since the roster is complete.
Yeah.
But you still have quite a long way to the actual launch, which was the spring, if I remember correctly.
Yes. Spring of 2016.
So, basically, I'm asking, what are you doing in the meantime for the launch? Because it seems that there are a lot of the characters are starting to form up, and are there certain game modes that you are just expanding on, or what's the main process at this point?
Yeah, so there's a lot of things for us to do over the next 8 months, and we have a lot of work to do. And I love hearing that the game feels polished enough to just put the game out. But even the heroes, we have a lot of polished work to do on the heroes. We have a lot of work to do on the maps. Like one of Blizzard's design philosophies is we have a culture of polish. So we want everything to feel as smooth and as quick as possible. So we're going to be working on that. That being said, we will have more maps in the shipping game. We're working on that. We'd love to have more game modes, and game modes are things that we've been working on over the course of the Overwatch project, and we've been trying different ones. We don't really have anything to share about whether we'll have a new one for launch, but it's definitely an important thing for us.
Are you planning to support esports on any way, competitive game modes?
Yeah, we'd like to do something with esports. We think that Overwatch is a game that's really fun to watch, and internally we actually run tournaments across the team. Early on in the project, we didn't know whether Overwatch would be going towards esports or not. All we wanted to do was make the best team-based, hero-based shooter that we could. But we started having internal tournaments. And one of the things we realized is that our entire team was staying late after hours just to watch the tournaments. And developers on the team were volunteering to shoutcast the tournaments. And we realized this game is really watchable, and it's a lot of fun to watch. So if you were to go into the beta right now, there's a feature called Private Game. And if you go into it, you can actually enable somebody to be an omniscient spectator. And when you do that, they'll get a full suite of kind of primitive broadcast controls right now. You can hop to all the players in the game. You can see how much health and what their ult status is at. And that's the sort of thing, another one of the things that we'll be adding to as beta goes on.
And finally, let's talk about a little bit story, because of course the art is absolutely fantastic, and there seems to be so much going in the game world. Since it's going to be a multiplayer only game, how are you planning to bring the story of the game to the screens?
That's a good question, and thank you about the art. It means a lot. We've put a lot of time into it. Overwatch is the first new universe that Blizzard has made in almost 20 years, and so we really hope that it can have the same depth and resonate with people the same way that our other three franchises, Warcraft, Diablo, and StarCraft, do. And we are putting everything we can into doing that. Chris Metzen sits with our team. He's embedded with us, and he puts a lot of time into that. So in the future, we will be releasing more story information. We are going to be doing a graphic novel, we've announced. We're going to be doing comic shorts based on the hero. And I don't know if you saw the panel today at BlizzCon, but we are also doing animated shorts as well. And they're really, really good, and they're really cool. So we'll be releasing those as well to keep the story going.
With all the versions of and console and PC, how's the esports scene gonna be divided by the platforms, or is there gonna be any crossplays at all?
Well, so we're still working on details of the esports side of the game, and we'll be really excited to share those with you when we get them. The game will not support cross-platform play. We kind of view each of the consoles and the PC as their own ecosystem. So you'll be playing, if you're playing on PC, you'll be playing with players on PC. If you're playing on the consoles, you'll be playing with console players.
what about the pricing of the game? It's gonna you announced that it's gonna be a single purchase. Is there gonna be any kind of microtransactions additionally, or will it just be the game release?
Yeah, so we were really excited at BlizzCon this year to announce that the game will be available in spring of 2016, and you'll be able to buy it. You can buy the Origins editions for $59.99 US. You can pre-order it at playoverwatch.com or buyoverwatch.com. Right now, we don't have any immediate plans to have any other heroes available at launch or have anything for sale. That could all change in the future, but right now we're just focused on getting those 21 heroes out the door on day one.
Did you already announce the console price as well?
Yeah, all the detail for that is up on the website.
About the animated short films, how are you going to release them?
We're really excited for people to see those things. We think they're really high quality, and we're just looking for the right way to release that to the public. But I think they're going to love it when they finally get to see it.
For the future, will there be more skins available that will make a deeper connection with the story of the characters?
And that's a good question. So for the Overwatch or the Origins edition of Overwatch, we have 5 new skins available with it, and they all kind of have something to do with the origin either of Overwatch itself as an organization or of each of the heroes that are in the game. You can also get a 6th skin if you pre-order Overwatch on buyoverwatch.com, and it's the Noir Widowmaker skin. It's really cool. We don't have any other plans for selling skins right now, so I can't really say whether there would be skins that tell more story because we don't really have plans for that right now.
Are they gonna be the only? Is that gonna be the only way to get the skins, the Origin edition?
As far as I know, yes.